Alright guys, so today I have a really interesting video for you. So, this whole process, this whole spreadsheet I'm about to show you took me around 5 hours to create. Because I fact checked this with different betting websites on who they thought was going to win each and every game. Kind of got an average medium who they thought was going to win. Then I went through tiebreakers. I went through different websites for predicting websites to see exactly how everything can be set up so I could get the most accurate and correct results for you. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, what you're going to see here is a draft order for each week if we lose the rest of the season. That's week 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Sorry if I sound a little weird right now. My tongue is like hurting for some reason. But with that being said, if we lose this upcoming week, we sit at a 14th in the draft order. If we lose in week 14 and week 13, so again, we lose next 2 weeks in a row, we sit at number 12. We lose another week in a row, we sit at pick 11. 16, week 16, if we lose again, pick 11 again. So kind of staying where we were before. Week 17, that would hit us right around pick 6. And this is the best pick we can get humanly possible. We can't get a better pick than pick 6. So, obviously, yes, let's say certain things happen and these other teams won more and the good teams lost and there was a lot of upsets. Technically, yes, we could. But in a perfect scenario, based on what Vegas says, based on what betting websites say, pick 6 is probably our top of the top. And that's if, again, yes, we lose out the rest of the season every single game. We're going to be sitting at pick 6 at a 5-12 record. Again, like I said, is it possible the Cardinals win a couple games and take over? Absolutely. Patriots, if they start winning a couple games, they could surpass us. Panthers, Commanders, Bucks, etc., right? Keep in mind that some teams, they don't even have their own draft pick technically for this. So, like, this is the Bears pick, but this is the Panthers' actual draft pick. The Bears control it because of the Bryce Young trade. Cardinals, Texans. The Cardinals own this pick because it's DJ Stroud trade. So, that's the whole dealio there. Texans, Browns, etc., right? So, here is a little bit of a draft calculator I created to kind of give you more insight on how this could all work and what would happen depending on what games we would win or would lose. Now, obviously, this is based on the fact of what I just showed you right there with my spreadsheet, so I kind of am going off that facts. Now, again, this is very similar to how it would work in real life, even if the games were a little bit different. So, first off, if we lose out every single game, we are pick number 6. If we win one game and lose out the rest, we'll pick number 10. If we lose or win 2 games and then lose 3 games, and actually I just realized this real fast. This is actually needs to be, let me take that off. It needs to only be 6 games. Actually, wait, no. 3, 6, no, I had it correct. Okay, never mind. I don't know why I thought this was more than 6. This is 6. Okay, so if we win 1 game and then lose the rest, we'll pick 10. If we win 2 games and lose the rest, we'll pick 12. We win 3 games, lose 3 games, we'll pick 17. Pick 18 would be if we go ahead and win 4 games and lose 2 games. Pick 18 again would be, this actually would be, pick 18 again would be if we win 5 games and lose 1 game. Because again, it depends on how tiebreakers end up and obviously other teams' records. But we really wouldn't change much if we won an extra game, if we went from 4 wins or 5 wins remaining. Obviously, when you get into this category, this is when you start talking about the playoffs, though. Because if we win out, we're going to be a playoff team at 10-7. Okay, so that now becomes a point of, if we win out, we will be, let me see. Currently, what's our record? Our record is 5-12. Well, not 5-12, it's 5-6 right now. If we win out, we'll be 11-6, which will be a playoff team, obviously. And again, then you result in this category right here. This black line right here, anything below it is the playoffs. So, for example, like the Saints, obviously they're on the cusp here because there's 12 playoff teams. So, these are all the playoff teams. So, these draft picks matter based on the fact of how long they go into playoffs. So, for example, if you're one and done, then your draft pick, if the Colts are one and done, they'll be number 20. If, for example, the Colts go to the championship game, they will be down here with their draft picks. So obviously, again, there's a little black line, just kind of the cutoff line of like, this is teams before that aren't making the playoffs and their draft picks are set after the season's over with. This is after the season's over with. These could, change at any time depending on how the playoffs go. So if we do go 11-6, we would sit right around here, which would put us in the perspective of having, at best, the 24th overall draft pick. At worst, would have the 32nd overall draft pick. Obviously, that would be ultimate, the 32nd overall draft pick. That means we won the Super Bowl. So again, if we win out or we win 5 of 6 games, that's going to really start, shifting that narrative toward, okay, well, now we're talking about the playoffs. We're not talking really about the draft anymore. The draft is kind of irrelevant. But at best case scenario, worst case scenario, we get to the playoffs, but one and done, then we're going to be sitting around 19-20 spots. I think it would exactly be probably 20 at the end of the day. It depends on tiebreakers. Based on what I have here, the tiebreakers, we would say at pick 19. But again, that would be if we made the playoffs, best case scenario. 18, again, we made the playoffs, or right before we made the playoffs, we didn't get in, but we were almost in. That's pick 18. And then I went down here, and these are just the wins and losses in random orders in case you guys are curious. We could get pick 16 if we win, loss, win. Pick 16 again, if we do this combo. So there are different scenarios because you got to keep in mind that we do play AFC, NFC, NFC, AFC. So we do play an NFC team. So depending on what we do with the Vikings will impact us a tad bit with tiebreakers. And also, depending on who you play and who you lose to a great team. Jacksonville right now is a great team. It's not going to hurt you as much. If you lose to a bad team, then it's going to help you. Because then it actually pushes you down and it pushes the bad team up. So we need the Colts, for example. They beat us head-to-head. It's going to help us out in the long run. Same, etc. with the Vikings, right? So it depends on who you play is going to help kind of go up and down. Now, I know I just kind of counter-tuned myself there because I said the Vikings NFC wouldn't help us, but in reality it would because of the record. At the end of the day, again, like I said, you want to lose the teams that are right around you. So, for example, the Vikings in this scenario finishes at 10-7. So they wouldn't, again, like I said, they wouldn't really impact us, but if they were losing more and they were a worse team than that, then it would impact us greatly. So it depends on, who is kind of around you and who's even with you. And if someone is, below you in the draft order and they beat you, you're going to shift it, right? So kind of want to give a visual representation of everything. Again, like I said, listen, I know the season's not over yet, right? The season's not over yet. We still have 6 games left. We could still make the playoffs. We could still do some things this season. But, as always on this channel, I try my best to produce the best content humanly possible for you guys. And at certain times, I'm not getting into like crazy, let's do draft videos every single day. We do a draft video once a week, every Monday from now on. But we got to start talking about some realistic things. And these are some realistic things that it sucks, but it is what it is, right? We're going to focus on next season. We're going to worry about next season. And obviously this season we're still focused on the rest of this in case we do make the playoffs. But again, like I said, I kind of want to just give a glimpse of where we will be if we do make the playoffs, right? So tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.